This is Jose from Florida Hood Blogs. Welcome to my hood, Naples, Florida. Now, check this out, y'all. Real friend's gonna tell you stuff you probably don't want to hear, and that exactly is what I'm gonna do today. I'm gonna tell you guys, my friends, Latinos and African Americans, something you probably don't want to hear, which is basically, by nature, we're more social. And yes, it is true. It's not the same thing to be locked up in a mobile home or in a little apartment in the hood all day as it is to be locked up in a mansion with a boat in the back. I'd be set because I would, I could get on my boat, go out and be in an island by myself all day, and it wouldn't be so hard to be locked down. It's a lot harder to be locked down when you're living in the hood, but that doesn't excuse irresponsible behavior. On the contrary, the more desperate your situation is, the harder you have to try. And that thing that protects rich people is their wealth. Their money protects them. Even if they're stupid, they can have a bigger house. They can buy a property out in the middle of nowhere where nobody can see them and not have to deal with other people. But we're poor, so we have to deal with other people whether we want to or not because our properties are smaller and all that. The more vulnerable you are in society, the more you have to do to protect yourself. However, somehow here in the United States, the poor and the vulnerable are actually being more liberal than the rich. That's what we're going to talk about today. So take it with a grain of salt, and remember, you don't have to like my opinion. All I am is a YouTube blogger. Just because we don't agree on something doesn't mean we can't be friends. We can be friends and have different opinions. YouTube has this thing where if they automatically have keywords that they look for, and if your comment is covered with these keywords, your entire message is automatically blocked. In other words, there's an automatic setting for YouTube, which I don't even know how to fix it because I don't have time to fix it. I have too much content to produce. I have too many videos to make, so I don't have time to go into YouTube and try to figure out why I don't see your comments. If you make a comment and there's keywords that YouTube doesn't allow, YouTube automatically takes care of that for me. And so if you use respectful language, like I've always asked people to use, then you won't really have that problem. I've never had a respectful comment be automatically blocked, so be respectful, you won't have that problem. Let's suppose this is all one big host. Let me explain something to you about how rules in society work. If as a society we decide that we're gonna wear gloves and masks for the next 6 months or a year or a decade, that's what we're doing as a society, okay? If as a society, it doesn't matter if it's stupid, it doesn't matter if it doesn't make sense. If you personally think this is a host, that's your personal opinion. But as a society, we have rules. I made this mask since I haven't been able to buy a mask. I made this mask out of a sock. Basically, you just cut a section of sock and then you cut a tear into it, and this kind of works as a mask. It's kind of like a homemade. And I still don't have gloves. I have gloves for work, but those gloves, they're not really gonna protect me or anybody else. If anything, the type of material they are, they're just gonna make it worse. So let's go into the Walgreens real quick. I gotta get paper for Dad. Dad asked me to get paper for him. Oh, that's good. I wonder how much it cost. I'll go exactly for what I need. Crap, I'm almost out of water too. I hate having to grab a shopping cart. Gonna have to though. No gloves. Give me some space, man. Back off, dude.
Yeah, they're not sending them. We're ordering them, but they're not coming in.
They have toilet rolls. I don't need that right now. Right out of corn. 2 for $2. Can't beat that. So that's the thing. People get mad like, well, you don't have gloves. Like, there are none. Okay, I don't want to be too long in here. Need batteries, and then that's it. Thank you, sir. Thank you. African Americans have been affected twice as much as whites and other races with the coronavirus. We have mask. Who has mask? Who has mask? Yeah, somebody here has mask. I don't know. We'll find out. Somebody said we have mask. Maybe it's a paper merchant. We'll find out. I don't have mask. And how much are they? I'm not walking in there. There's too many people. Okay, so this place has them, but they're not. They're like homemade masks. They're not actual, like, you know, from a company. So I'm gonna pass on it. So anyways, I was watching TV this morning, and there's this stupid little college girl who's probably not even old, not even as younger than me. Some stupid little college girl talking about how the economical disparity of the African American community. Look, I'm gonna be real with y'all. You see all these white people, they're rushing. You see them at the store, they're rushing. Take notes. Hispanics, Latinos, black people, African American, Haitian. Take notes on white people. Look at these white people at the store, they're rushing. They rush. If you get near them, they don't let you get near them. When they're rushing, they go in, they know what they want, they get it, and they get out. Has nothing to do nothing to do with economical disparity. You catch these white people, they're all wearing their masks. If they're not wearing one, they made one. Look at this parking lot. Not a single glove on the ground. They're not wasting time. They're all wearing their masks. They're in a rush to get what they're going. Whatever they need to get done, they're getting it done. You see black people and Hispanics hanging outside a corner store. Why on earth are you hanging out outside a corner store? Why? Because it's ignorance. It has nothing to do with disparity. You just because you're poor doesn't mean you have to be stupid and ignorant. You understand? It has nothing to do with economical disparity. We're poor and we are fine. I got more food. This car's trying to rush me. Let me get out of the way for him. I got more food. See, white people, they're rushing. They do whatever they need to do and they rush back to their private community, lock themselves up. What are we doing? Hanging out by the corner store. And, well, the super wealthy are as ignorant as the poor, you know. Ignorance doesn't have boundaries, but it seems like at the two extremes of the ultra wealthy, who are just accustomed to doing whatever they want on one extreme, and then on the far other extreme, you have the extremely poor who are not disciplined enough to, you know, do anything really, to accomplish anything. So you have both extremes. You have the extreme wealthy who are accustomed to an incredibly, it's really lack of discipline, because they're self-indulging in so many ways, whether purposely, and that doesn't mean that a wealthy person can't have discipline. These people jog, they take care of their bodies, you know, they're on a whole different level as far as their personal care than poor people, of course. Because these people, they worry about going to the gym. If they want to get healthy, they can get healthy. But on one end of the spectrum, you have the ultra wealthy who are lacking discipline, and they want to go out to the beach and they want to do whatever they do every day because they're used to it. They're very self-indulging people. And on the other end, you have the extremely poor, which are exactly the same thing. Complete lack of discipline and complete lack of responsibility for their actions. This conversation is advice for people who are poor. If you are poor, listen. You're not going to get out of your poverty if you don't start being industrious. I've been more industrious. I went from, look, when everything was cool, chill, I went to St. Petersburg, went to Orlando. We were traveling, eating at restaurants. We were eating out every day. We were spending $60, $80 in gas every other day. We were blowing through money. When I saw things get a little, you know, the situation of the world kind of change, I started saving money. I stopped eating out. I started taking care of my supplies, filling up my gas tank, make sure I had all my stuff in order. And now I got supplies for 2 months. I'm straight for 2 months. For the next 2 months, I don't know beyond that what's gonna happen. But for the immediate time, I'm okay. I got everything I need. Why? Because I took care of my necessities. Because oh, look at that dunk, man. Man, he got like 30s on that thing. All right, guys. So now we're gonna go to the poor area. You guys just saw Naples, how the rich people, how they're doing things. Let's go over here and let me show you guys. Let's go to a poor shopping center. And I'm gonna tell you what you're gonna see. You're gonna see, so far, everywhere we've been, 80% of people are wearing masks. At least 80%. Here, you're gonna see less than 20% of people wearing masks. People getting out of their cars in groups. People vagrantly hanging around for no apparent reason. Let me show you guys the difference between the rich and the poor, so you understand why people talk about, oh, it's economical disparity that's causing the Latins and the blacks to get sick at a higher rate. Let's drive through here. Why is this guy talking on the phone? Exactly what I told you. Why is he hanging out outside of a store talking on the phone? Why? Exactly what I just told you we're gonna see. Why is he not wearing a mask? Why is he outside of a corner store hanging out? Why? Exactly what I predicted. You're gonna see it here, so you guys can understand that this has nothing to do with racial inequality or disparity of the races. This has to do with stupidity and ignorance. This guy's not wearing a mask. There he goes walking over there. He's not wearing a mask. This guy right here, there's two in a car. They're both gonna get out. Watch it. One lady wearing a mask. Congratulations. She looks like she's Haitian. Haitians, a lot of them work in healthcare. Look at all the gloves on all the gloves and garbage on the floor, everywhere. Gloves underneath that car over there. Look at all the garbage flying around this parking lot. You go to rich people Publix, they're gonna have garbage flying around like that. It has nothing to do with you know, they're trying to push this whole thing where it's all about racial inequality. How many gloves have we seen at the rich people Publix? There's a glove right there. There's a glove right there on the ground. See the blue glove right there? See, there's a guy right there, he's not wearing a mask. This guy right here, he's not wearing a mask. Two people there outside the car, neither one of them are wearing a mask. That guy over there, no mask. What disparity? What disparity? I made a mask out of an old sock I had laying around. What disparity? It's stupidity and ignorance. Look at this guy, no mask. No mask at all. This guy here, why is he standing around? Just standing around doing nothing. Nothing. Look at this woman, no mask. They both got out of their car. Why did they both get out of their car? One person wearing a mask over there. This dude here, he's not wearing a mask. This two people here, they're together. Neither one of them are wearing a mask. Why are they shopping together? What economical disparity, dude? You see the garbage that they're telling you on the news? It has nothing to do with economical disparity. It has to do with the fact that Latinos, this guy's wearing a mask, but he looks like he's younger. Look at all the garbage sitting on the side of the road. Gloves right there. See that Honda Civic right in front of it? There's a glove. We've seen 2 gloves in this parking lot. How many gloves? She's got her kids out, you know, car stuff to people. What economical disparity, man? It's ignorance and stupidity of poor people who don't take care of themselves. And you know why they don't take care of themselves? Because nobody taught them any better. It's that simple. Nobody's taught them any better. These two, they're wearing, one of them was wearing a mask, but they're hanging out in front of the store. Why? Who knows why they're hanging out? Why did they both get out? Look at how slow they're walking. Look at how slow they're looking to the side, walking slow. They're in no rush to get anywhere. You gonna catch white people doing that? No. This is not a racial thing. I'm just showing you guys, if you're blind, if you're looking at this situation and you're blind to it, it's because you want to be blind to it. Because I'm showing you guys exactly what the deal is here. There's going to be a lot more vagrant people. They're not arresting people. This is the jailhouse right here. They're not arresting people unless they absolutely have to. And if you go to jail, they're letting you out because they don't want to have a lot of people. So all the people that are normally in jail, you can see there's people. There's a guy riding a bicycle down US 41, right down the middle. You can see him right there. A lot of the homeless people, they work throughout the day. A lot of them do, not all. But a lot of the homeless people, they work throughout the day. So now that they're out of work, they're vagrant throughout the day, which usually they're only vagrant at night. But let's suppose that this entire coronavirus thing is a host, with a baby in a stroller going for a stroll. Unbelievable. Let's pretend this thing is a host. Okay? Let's assume this whole thing's a host. outside the corner store with a phone, talking. Why is he there? Who knows? There's no reason. This is all a big hoax. None of this is real, right? Somebody's just sitting. She's wearing gloves, but she's sitting outside of a store. Who knows why? Who knows why? Let's suppose this is all one big hoax. Let me explain something to you about how rules in society work. If as a society we decide that we're gonna wear gloves and masks for the next 6 months or a year or a decade, that's what we're doing as a society. Okay? If as a society, it doesn't matter if it's stupid, it doesn't matter if it doesn't make sense, we have decided that for the next 6 months or a year or a decade, we're gonna wear gloves and we're gonna wear masks. Guess what? You have to do it. It doesn't matter what you think. If you think it's a conspiracy theory, it doesn't matter. As a society, we have rules. And if we determine that you're gonna wear gloves and you're gonna wear masks, it doesn't matter if it's right or wrong. When society has rules, and it doesn't matter if they're right or wrong, you have to comply with those rules. If they say you have to wash your hands, you have to wash your hands. Because we're a society. People who don't follow rules of society, you know what you are? You are a burden to society. We have rules, and you have to follow them. This planet is not just yours. This planet is all of ours. If you personally think this is a hoax, that's your personal opinion. But as a society, we have rules. And your opinions don't matter because it's a collective thing. So these are the laws of society. Okay? Right now, in this time, we've determined to wear gloves and wear masks. You have to do it. It's what society expects from you.